right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 6 of time. All right, Shalom. All right. Back at you with another lesson is going to be entitled Feed Off the Doubt of the World. Feed off of the doubt of the world. All right. In whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is soon going to turn up and crack those clouds and give a reward to the faithful and also a reward to the unfaithful. This is Revelation 22:12. Yahweh Shai speaking. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with thee, to give every man according as his work shall be. So the Lord is coming back very shortly to reward those for the works that they have put in. And there's 2 different categories. There's the faithful and the unfaithful. The faithful is likened unto the just. The unfaithful is likened unto the unjust, the wicked. All right, and both will receive a reward. And if you think about it, in a court of law, when a person walks away not guilty, that is a reward. Also, when a person is given a verdict of guilty, they're also given a reward, which is ultimately punishment, man. All right, to be confined, imprisoned. All right, one is let go, the other one is confined, man. So that's likened unto ultimately the inhabitants thereof on the planet Earth. One will receive a reward for faithfulness, and the other will receive a reward for unfaithfulness. All right, so Revelation 22:13, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates in the city. That's right, man. It's likened unto the kingdom of heaven. All right, that way of life. All right, that narrow way which leads on to life. All right, which comes with being faithful, man. All right, and I named this lesson ultimately Feed Off the Doubt of the World, because when you go out into this society, even when you're doing the Lord's work on the highways and byways, all right, you have doubt that just overflows, and it can make you be in a mindset of having your own self-doubt, all right, which we call the demon doubt, all right, the doubt demon, all right, the demon of doubt, man. And it can creep in and make you ultimately, if you're not built up, all right, if you're not studying, if you're not reading, if you're not praying, if you're not fasting, it could creep in and make you doubt this thing, man. All right, that's what the Lord said. Watch. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So you got to watch and pray. Palal wa shamar. Shamar wa palal. Pray and watch and pray. If you're not praying, you should be watching. If you're not watching, you should be praying. And ultimately, you got to be built up to where you can feed off the doubt of the world. When someone is doubting around you, when someone is an unbeliever, when someone is unfaithful, all right, when someone is questioning, you got to feed off it and let it make you grow more faithful, man. All right, more concrete, stand more stiffly. You got to let it fuel your spiritual fire, man. All right, to make you ultimately believe more, seeing people doubt, man. All right. So ultimately, let's get that word. I want to get it off of, get it real quick. That word doubt off of the online etymology. It says doubt, to dread, fear, be afraid. All right. And the scriptures tell you that the Lord, let me get it real quick. The Lord having given us the spirit of fear, man. All right. This is 2 Timothy 1:7. For the Most High had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So the Lord gave us the spirit of power, love, which is keeping the commandments, and a sound mind, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? So the Lord didn't give us the spirit to be in a unbelieving, doubting spirit, man. No, man. The Lord gave us The spirit to have a sound mind, to know what's coming next, man. Right? So we ultimately are to fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, but with fear in the Lord, all right, we grow in faith, we grow in confidence, all right? And our spirit, it pours out sound doctrine. It pours out understanding and wisdom, man, all right? Which makes us ultimately not doubt, because we know that these things that we speak of are going to come to pass. So you got to feed off the doubt of the world and let it put you in a spiritual zone to where you're going harder based off of people's doubts, man. Because if you look around and you see, okay, well, let me put a face to all this doubting. You look around and you say, let me put a face to all this doubting. Who are these people that are actually doubting? And you say, okay, now that I've put faces to it, it's 2/3 of your own people. All right, and these other heathen nations who these commandments, laws, and statutes haven't been given unto. All right. And then you look and you say, okay, well, why are they doubting? And then you say, okay, well, because they have a so-called place in this world, because they have treasures and riches in this society where they can actually go home to and see in their bank accounts and go on the app and log in and see it growing and see it decreasing, man. Stocks and bonds, right? Incorporeals. So ultimately, we have something that can be seen, here, or felt, all right? Something that's not corporal on this side, man. All right, but we have it in the heavens. So that makes us grow in faith. So 2 Timothy 1:7, for the Most High had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And a sound mind comes with knowing that these prophecies are going to happen. They're going to come to pass. Knowing that we're Israelites according to the Bible. We have the name of the Lord. Seeing also the signs in the heavens confirming these things that we read. And also chariot sightings, whom the world ignorantly identifies as UFOs. All right. We actually see them. They're turning up, man, to clarify and confirm that the Lord is with us, right? So it says doubt. It says be afraid, to doubt, question, hesitate, waver in opinion, right? And the scriptures tell you in Revelation, if you're lukewarm, the Lord is going to spew you out of his mouth. So you can't waver in opinions, all right? You got to be of a sound mind, sound body, sound doctrine, man, all right? That's what comes with being in the spirit of prophecy, man. It doesn't give you the spirit of fear. All right. If the Lord is for us, who can be against us? Why should we doubt? We have these words confirming us every little step of the way what's going to transpire here in America. All right. These words, we can actually look at it and read it, and it confirms. All you have to do is believe. Right. Don't doubt. It says uncertain, and we know that we have scriptures tell us nothing about this word is uncertain. This is the book of 2 Peter 1:19. We also have a more sure word of prophecy, right? So doubt means uncertainty. We are not uncertain. We have a sure word of prophecy. We also have a sure word of prophecy whereunto ye do well that ye take heed as unto a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. That's right, man. We're like unto a light that's shining in a dark place. That light that shines in a dark place, you can't be a fearful, a doubting light. You got to let that light, a city that's on the hill. Yahushua says, city that's on the hill cannot be hid, man. Let your light shine it onto the world. So don't doubt. You got to feed off the doubt or the darkness in the society, because that's all doubting is, man. That's all uncertainty and fear is darkness, man. All right. So you got to feed off of that darkness and absorb it into that light, man. Right? Which is ultimately the scriptures. That's how we shine. It said we're to be a light unto the world, right? We get 2 Peter 1:19 again. We also have a more sure word of prophecy. Sure, it's absolute. It's qualified. It's certain. It's not doubting. It says, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed as unto a light that shining in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star rise in your hearts. All right. And the scriptures tell us, like you read, we're a light that shining onto a dark place, right? So let's see where we get that light from. This is Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. That's right, man. So we get our lights to shine bright from these scriptures, from this word, from this testimony, man. So just think of an unbeliever's mind, all right? When it's all said and done, and they realize that to have that light, to get everything that they were looking for and searching so diligently in the world, all they had to do was search these scriptures, all right? So it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, right? So just imagine yourself in a dark tunnel, and you got a lamp with you, and those are the commandments. And then that light that's shining off of the commandments, it's the law, right? And then you're in that dark place, and it lights it all up. It gives you clarity about everything that you were trying to see, man. Trying to get through that dark place with. Just imagine the inhabitants thereof just being in that darkness, man. All right? And that's them in the world. So you got to feed off of that doubt, that unbelief, that incredulity. Okay, it's an oldie but goodie. Let me get this one really quick. It's an oldie but goodie. This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? So what if some don't believe? Okay, cool. There's a place for unbelievers, all right? Just as there's a place for believers, which is ultimately being beamed up in those chariots, being preserved in these wicked days. And a place for those unbelievers is the lake of fire. Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear if the righteous shall be scarcely saved? All right. Verse 4, the Most High forbid, yea, let God be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou might be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. That's right. So we're going to be justified by this book, by this light, right? So we're going to go out and do the works, even if people don't believe. We're going to go out and pray and fast, all right, exhort, brotherly love, charity, fasting, meditation, all right? No matter what the world thinks, if we're of that number, no matter what the world views us as, no matter what their opinion is, we're going to do the will of the Lord if we're of the elect, all right? This world doesn't have an off switch for us where they could turn us off and make us stop doing the will of the Lord, man, all right? Only Yahweh Shem Yahushua has that power, and if we're of his number, he's not going to do that to us, man, all right? He's going to keep our lights burning, all right, just as they have always been, all right? So let me get this other word. We went into doubt. Now let's go into incredulity. It says incredulity, disbelieving frame of mind. And you see the world filled with people that have a disbelieving frame of mind. It could be great or small. They just don't believe. Don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They don't believe in the higher power. Or they do believe in themselves and they just believe in their bank accounts, their 401k plans, what they've built on this side. Earthly things where moth and rust corrupt. And where fools could come in and steal, man. Or thieves could come in and steal. Right? Where thieves could come in and steal, man. Right? So ultimately, we know that what we have is of a greater substance than these unbelievers, man. They're working for something that they can see, but they're going to end up having those works burnt up, like it tells you in the book of Peter. Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of conversation shall we be in? Which is a faithful conversation. We should be believers. We should be waxing stronger. All right, the house of David waxed stronger in these times. All right. It says incredulity, disbelieving frame of mind. All right. Basically unbelieving, man. We have a lot of unbelievers. The multitude that is going to perish in vain, they're unbelievers, man. So the multitude of people you see on these planes, cars, buses, trains, they don't believe in anything and they won't be saved. That's what the Bible teaches, all right? It's not Sports Illustrated magazine, all right? This isn't a soap opera or the Desperate Housewives. This is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is the spirit and testimony of prophecy. These words will remain true. All right? They will come to pass. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, Verse 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. So the words of prophecy are faithful and true. So we push a faithful vibration onto our people. But it's you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes that don't believe, man. All right? 2/3 of the Lord's own people, you just don't care. You don't believe. You don't want to be spiritual. You don't want to be holy. All right? You don't want to be different. You want to be the same as this world. And you're going to get the penalties and judged how this world is going to be judged. All right? According to the unfaithful, it says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. These words, these scriptures, written on paper. All right? Write the vision. Make it plain upon the tables, that he that read it may run it. Run it to do what? The will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the testimony of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is the spirit of prophecy. It says, verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Right? Because what if we spent all day thinking about the way the world views us and how much it matters, which it doesn't. But what if we spent that time that we're came up against by the world to feed off of that doubt, to let it drive us spiritually, to let it grow us in the faith, so we could grow in confidence and remain. So it says, let not the incredulity, and we read what that was, the disbelieving mind frame of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Oh no, not Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? This is the power that says he killeth and maketh alive, man. So the Lord has a place for the unfaithful, and they're going to die in their unfaithfulness. Why? Because in these last sections of time, all right, this world is filled with unbelief. Everyone you see, they just talk of it. We don't believe in anything. And if you're quiet enough and you pay attention, which the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has given us that ability to pay attention, all right, and have discernment. These individuals, the inhabitants thereof, they'll tell you exactly what they're about, what their drive is, what their motivation is. All right? So it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So the Lord says, don't let a person with a disbelieving mind frame trouble you, right? Because all these things shall come to pass. Thus said in this great book. Lord willing, this message was edifying, quick and straight to the point. All right. Sama Yasha Allah Yahweh Al-Hayanawa Yahweh Achad. Hero Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Till next time, Shalom.